Hey, what's up? It's Rick Dees in the morning. Right now, VinnDog.
Let's get ready to split the alleys and go hard in the yard for Jesus, baby.
Access granted.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's VinnDog in the house, and thank you for dropping by. It's going to be a doozy of a podcast. Don't let the government be your dad. You are self-governed.
Sir, yes, sir!
And now it's time. Going live from a 35,000-foot view, the Captain America for Jesus himself, VinnDoggRadio.
Throw him off the mountain. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's VinnDog in the house. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, indeed. Oh, welcome back. I took a week off after I was at the End of the World conference in Temecula, California, and I had to recuperate. And it was an interesting, vacation, but I needed it, and it was good. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for that time that I needed off. You know, it was awesome. I spent time with the wifey, and we enjoyed ourselves. Yes, we did a little bit of shopping and stuff, and just family time. It was great, and please keep us all in prayer. We got lots of issues in our family, health issues, etc., and so forth. And it's crazy. Some crazy times that we're living in. If you are on YouTube, please do like, share, subscribe. Let's blast this channel into the troposphere. If you are on Rumble, that's right, the infamous Rumble. Hit me up on Rumble at VinnDoggRadio USA. On Twitter, yes, it's now known as X. Hit me up right there at VinnDoggRadio USA. VinnDoggRadio on Twitter, also known as X now, and on Getter, Gettr. Shouts out to Jason Miller and the crew at the Getter front office for always putting me on the front page. You could add me there at VinnDoggRadio USA. All right. So you guys noticed when I said we're back. Yeah, my bro, the Warrior Tradition Fund man himself, supporting veterans, known as Major Repentance. My brother Dean is here. What's happening, man?
Hey, brother. How's it going, VinnDog? It's good to see you
it's
again.
going good. It's going good. It's going
Awesome.
good. What a heck of a time. Oh, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I got to show you guys this. These are hot off the press. These are hot off the press. These are hot off the press. Look at that, folks.
You got to turn it a bit, Vin. Can't see it. Spread it out. Hold it both hands. Spread it out.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. How about now?
That's better. That's better. Looks good. Look at that.
Those are hot off the press. Say his name. Jesus Letterman jackets, shirts, all the apparel. You can go to the VinnDog Radio website and grab your gear today. That is awesome, huh?
Yeah, that's awesome. It does look. It looks good.
Yeah.
Like
So
that.
we did that, and there's like the VinnDog Radio logo on the front and all that stuff. But yeah. I decided to do that, since all the social justice warriors want people to say George Floyd's name, so I wanted the world to say the name of Jesus.
There you go.
So that's why I did that.
Amen.
So you know what? Say his name.
Say his
And then
name.
you know what people are going to say when they walk up behind you? Jesus! That's what they're going to say. That's the plan. So, bro, what's new and exciting with you, brother?
Oh, new and exciting. Well, that's just too much. Let's see. New and exciting. I don't know. What's new and exciting? I can laser stuff like this now. You see that?
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm still working on.
That works for me. Hey, that works. You know what I mean?
I got some more testing and stuff to do, but yeah, I've been playing with that.
Oh,
trying to
okay.
figure out how to make it look pop even more.
Yeah. A little pop action in the office, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Caitlin says, "Did you do the dog?" Because I put a post out there when I showed that particular piece right there. That's like, and I'm gonna do this. And the dog is next. And she's being funny because she yelled at me. She said, "Don't you dare touch that dog. Don't you engrave that dog."
She goes, "Don't you do it to the dog. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it to the dog."
Nope.
Oh, man. Yeah, happy Monday to you all. I mean, yes, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. But you know what? I said we're going to mix a little bit of the news with funny stuff, too. So there was some other funny stuff I couldn't play because I didn't know Mr. Rogers did that. Wow.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, let's just say you would never expect Mr. Rogers to be pointing with that finger.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, maybe it was to the people that didn't renew his contract so fast.
I don't know.
That's what James Brown would say. He would say, "I don't know.
I don't know." Yeah.
Oh man, it's
No, there's not a whole lot new right now, other than I've been messing with that. Just, but what's new with you? I mean, you've been like showing up in some very important places.
Yeah, that was really cool. The conference is really cool. We had a great time, and it was cool just meeting the people that actually that watched the channel, and they were like, "Yes, I'm here from London." I'm like, "London? Cool."
London?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We had people there from Canada that watch us, and also there was a young kid. I think she was like in her teens, and she was legally blind, and her mom wanted me to meet her, and I was like, "Cool." So when I started talking to this kid, it was kind of awesome because we kind of got on a rant because it's like this. So I know a lot of people says, "Well, carrots are good for your eyes." Well, that's a lie because everything's still the same today. The vitamin A did not work. So people stop lying to the visually impaired community about carrots because it doesn't work. All right. That's a big myth. They say, "Well, the rabbits can see." Yeah, that's what you think. All right. So yeah, we went on a rant about that. And she goes, "I hate carrots." I'm like, "Yeah, me too." So yeah. So insult to blind people. Carrots are an insult to blind people, folks. All right. So don't believe the lies of Bugs Bunny. All right. No, she was an interesting kid. She was really smart. Her mom goes, "She remembers a lot." I said, "Oh yeah. We can remember people that owed us $100 from 10 years ago. The exact date and time that we lent it to them." Oh man, that's just amazing, though, man. It was a great time. It was a great time. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
like I was telling you, I wish I could have been there. Had I known it was going on, I would have waited to go out to California.
Like, "What's going on?" Oh man, but it was cool.
Do you really think I sound like that?
What's going on? What? So a lot's been going on in the news. So check
it's
this.
The right decision. I'm just worried it's too little, too late. This should have happened 2 years ago, and it's emblematic of the sad reality that the United States wasn't able to deter the Russian invasion. For this 2.5 years, Russia has largely deterred the United States and NATO from providing adequate assistance to Ukraine on a strategic basis.
My name's John Bolton, and I'm in Numbskull.
Yeah, I'm John Bolton. I wanted to be Santa Claus once upon a time, but I just don't have enough meat on my bones.
But I didn't have enough bolts to keep my head together.
He's so full of it, though. You think he would be bigger?
That's a huge clump.
Yeah, that guy irritates me. I mean, there was a time when I thought he was like kind of okay, but then I realized, what was going on and stuff. And he's what you would call one of those neocon rhino types. I don't know. I don't trust him.
Man, he's a neo-communist. Well, what do you expect when you hang out in Washington, D.C. District of Criminals?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, can that guy not get driven out of the city. He's been there forever. Get rid of him.
Man, you know what? A lot of people have been there, like Mitch McConnell. Yeah.
The turtle.
Turtle in a half shell.
He is not a ninja warrior. Sorry, Mitch. I'm just going to have to live with it.
Oh, man. Dude, I'm just like destroying that guy live on the air.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I'm sad to see him go.
He's already been gone.
Yeah.
They should have checked him and Joe out a long time ago.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with their whole secret vote thing that they did to hide their, who they were voting for and why.
Follow the script. Follow the script. No, I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's crazy stuff going on, folks. Crazy stuff. But we got some good stuff too. But first, we're gonna talk about this. This is crazy, and the Middle East is going off the rocks. You guys ready for what's going on in the Middle East? I hope you are, because it is nuts. It's really cool.
It's a Tuesday night caramel barbecue, isn't it?
Yeah, a Hezbollah barbecue.
Yeah.
Man, where are the rib joints?
Yeah, that's Israel just got to put their poop kickers on and stomp some people.
Yeah, they really got to stomp the yard. That's what they have to do, because, well, we all know this. This will always happen until the real Prince of Peace is on the scene. So
Right. Right. It's just going to go on.
Yeah, it's going to go on, and then that one moment when they think it's going to be peace and safety, that's when the real action begins. So,
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Yeah, crazy stuff, man. So now, the first video I played with John Bolton, because the resident brain dead himself said that Ukraine can start blasting Russia with missiles. I'm like, that's gonna start World War III, which I think we're already in.
Well, yeah, no kidding, right? But
Mm-hmm.
look, just one last thing about John Bolton. I don't know what you thought about his singing voice, but I thought more of him when he was a singer.
Yeah,
John Bolton.
Somebody's calling in. I'm on the air. I'm on the air, dude. Bye. All right.
Yeah. Oh, that's always great when somebody calls in when you're not expecting it. Yeah. What was your point?
I was saying, John Bolton, which is Michael Bolton's dad. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
John Bolton likes to sample a lot of records, or is that Michael Bolton? Oh, both of them. No, about the war, about Ukraine and Russia, and the resident himself.
Yeah.
To the Ukraine.
That's really not a surprising thing, given that we're still 50 some days out from the inauguration. That they would do something like that, and I'm sure that they're doing many things like that behind the scenes to just kind of muddy the waters when Trump comes in. So if he makes it in, right? Yeah. So it's pathetic though, and it's like you realize that it's all about the money for them. They don't care. They don't care what happens.
Well, they got to launder their money somewhere.
Yeah, and
wait a minute, their money. They're laundering our money. Hold on.
Yeah, our money, right?
Yeah, our money. Yeah.
Yeah, they obviously don't care. Why would you do that now? Now, it would have been more important 6 months, a year ago. But Ukraine is not, as far as we know, Ukraine is not going to win this war anyway.
Oh man, they're totally done. And trust me, we're not Russian apologists. Don't
No,
get me
not
wrong.
at all.
I'm not a Putin apologist. I'm not a Putin or pajama boy apologist. Putin's 5'5", full of ice. All right. in something in that ice that's brown.
The sad thing about that is he brings in 10,000 North Koreans.
Mm-hmm.
What? Those guys will fart hard.
Some of them go AWOL?
I don't know. That's what people keep talking about. They probably have, but one of the a North Korean defector has said that chances are, when the stuff really hits the fan, they're just all going to run. So.
Oh yeah. They're gonna go to the ball game.
But would you not expect that in the first place?
War. That's what this is. That man, but it's not about war. It's all about their money, man.
Well, no. War. What is it good for? My pocketbook.
Wasn't there a song saying, "What is it good for?" Absolutely nothing. Say it again.
Yeah, I think it's good for their pocketbook, though.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So, folks, while the world is falling apart, we have Jesus.
And we need to stay focused on that for sure.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's all falling into place, so it's all good. You know what I mean? So, we knew this clown show would continue until the end of the age anyway, so.
Yeah.
Which we're not working towards the end. We're working towards the beginning.
Yeah.
It's really cool, man.
This is just the beginning.
Yeah, we're working towards the beginning of eternal life. So, have you ever had this moment when someone asks you, hey, dude, bro, you can help me move. I've been moving to my new apartment, and and I got all this furniture, and the movers here, but I really don't really trust movers, and I'll help, and I hope you can help move because I'll buy lunch and etc. Have you ever made an excuse why you can help them move because you didn't want to help them move?
I'm having some problems with audio. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, you do sound underwater, Vin, when you started talking there.
Did I?
You sound better right there.
Okay. So yeah, I mean people that probably wanted you to help them move, right? Have you ever made an excuse why you could not help them move?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Why?
So here's my excuse to people to why I won't help them move. And now they're going to know why I didn't help them move to their new apartment or house.
What was the problem?
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that?
My back is broken.
What, a vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
Spinal.
Spinal. It's not. I don't have vertebrae. I'm a man. I don't have vertebrae. I have spine. Don't make me knock you out now.
Yeah, it's Mike Twice in here.
Yeah.
It was spinal, bro. It was spinal, bro. It was spinal.
So you got a bad vertebrae. No, it's my back.
I don't have soft vertebrae. I only have a spine.
I don't want Mike Tyson to come and beat me up, so we better be nice to him.
Yeah, man. Hey, he might be 58 years old, but I know he's got a punch like no other. So
hey, I'm older than him too, and he definitely. I'm not going to stand. No.
I had to wear my knee brace. I messed up my knee days before the fight.
Well, I just wish so much that he would have just knocked Jake Paul out and just left him lying there on the canvas.
You know what was so sad about
that? The guy irritates me.
You know what was so sad about that is that whole thing was rigged.
It's not surprising.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
Yeah, it was a rigor mortis. Oh man, special events coordinator rigor mortis.
That sounds like that old joke, the old guy says, yeah, I went into my doctor's the other day, thought I had arthritis. Turns out it was just early onset rigor mortis.
Oh man, it's amazing to me, man. That's amazing. Yes. Very good, guys. Very good. Yeah, that was weird, man. I went underwater for like 10 seconds there. That was weird.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I thought it was just me, so I was playing around with my
No,
earplug setting, and
No.
yeah, it wasn't. So
No. I think it was the oligarchs trying to shut it down. Yeah, it was one of those moments. Everybody was so like interested in watching this fight last weekend, and the Netflix site I heard crashed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so people were saying, "Oh, it must be good because the Netflix site crashed." I'm like, "No, the Netflix people just ripped you people off." And people are like, "Oh, Vin, do you have Netflix?" I'm like, "Absolutely not. It's not allowed in my house. Nope, not allowed. Not allowed."
I mean, I really wanted to hear the outcome, and that Jake Paul was on
his back.
Life support. Not really. I'm just kidding. But I mean, I just wanted to see him stop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any.
You know what I noticed? I noticed, like from what people were saying about it, it was just like a show. It was like a clown show. These guys, fuck. I mean, Mike Tyson got $20 million just to dance with Jake Paul. 20 million. Yikes. 20 million for 8 rounds.
Well, he's got to take care of his kids, I guess.
Got to take care of family.
Yeah.
My marijuana dispensary is not doing too good right now in Palm Desert.
I read some story that he was like fat, overweight, like by like 60 pounds or something and just sitting around smoking weed all the time. So.
Yeah, that'll do it. That will do it. Yeah, that'll make you sluggish. Maybe he was thinking about having the munchies, doing the fight.
Well, Jake Paul had 2 ears. Did anybody count afterwards?
Did he get Evander-sized?
Richard Watchman says, "Someone get him a Snickers." Listen, when Mike Tyson gets a Snickers, it's just Michael Jackson without no muscles.
Yeah, they get him a Snickers. Oh man, that's hilarious, dude. That's hilarious. So, speaking of the Richard Watchman, he and I were talking one time off the air, and we were talking about getting Christian artists that are independent, that haven't sold out to the CCM. And I thought that's a great idea to put together something for those who didn't sell out to the CCM or the NAR movement. The ones that,
sense a joke coming.
Yes. But seriously, there's no joke coming. And I thought that was a great idea because he gave me that idea. He goes, "Hey, you should do something like that." I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? It's a great idea." But no, I think that's kind of cool that we'll highlight some of the Christian artists that said, "No, we're not going to take Jesus out of our records. We're not going to say, oh, him. You notice that in some of these songs, they don't even say the name of Jesus. That it's like a love ballad or something. I'm like, bro, you're singing to a girl or I don't know what, or you're singing to another guy. What's going on here? Because you're not singing to Jesus,
See, I don't listen to most of these. I don't listen to the radio that much anymore.
Because that's poison for your eardrums.
The unfortunate part is that most of the churches that have music, they sing these songs, and
might as well have Mike Tyson leading the worship team.
When somebody's out of tune, when somebody's out of tune, I have to tune it out and go look for my vertebrae.
I punch out the microphone.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, I was just thinking about when I played that game, Mike Tyson's Punch Out, as a kid. The fighter Glass Joe always gets knocked out, like the easiest guy to knock out. Oh man. Oh man. What a bunch of rigamortas.
Rigamortas.
Or as I like to say, just loads of boogery.
It's boogery.
Just boogery.
It's a boogery.
It's the boogery show.
Quite good boogery there, chap.
Yes, we need some more boogery.
Boogerlicious.
Burgerlicious. Oh man. So it's been a really cool Monday, man. I like today because the simple fact is no one came by to visit. Oh man.
Get off my yard and leave me alone. I'll get my.
Yes. I'm just like, I'm glad no one came by to visit because I didn't have to do this. I didn't have to do that. So, oh man, I just could imagine family members watching this later on. Like, you didn't want us to show up at his house, basically, guys.
Yeah, he's telling us to stay home.
Hey, this is Patrick. He didn't want us to show up. Oh man. So check this out. One of my good friends, he booked me to MC this anniversary party this past weekend. And guess where it was? It was in Palm Desert. Anyway. Palm Desert. Anyway.
Oh, no.
So they were actually a man and wife. Thank you, Jesus. But their children were very, very spoiled.
Oh,
very,
boy.
very spoiled. You would have thought they went to USC, University of Spoiled Children. They were very rude. And I'm like, man, these people need Jesus, man. So we gave them Jesus. And they sort of calmed down towards the end of the night. And then it's like, these are very wealthy people, but they have no concept of mannerisms, no concept of courtesy. Crazy stuff.
It's called being spoiled.
Yeah, it's called being spoiled. It's called being spoiled. Should have brought Mike there. Would have punched him out for you. But bro, it was sad. You're like, wow, these people have the earthly riches, but they don't have the godly riches.
Yeah, a lot of times that's the way it goes, and that's why, Jesus spoke about that. Harder for a rich man, right?
Yeah.
Or it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven. Something like that.
Pretty much. And it's so true. But the thing of it is, I'm like, wow, these parents are both attorneys. The daughters are just like very demanding. Very, very demanding. I'm like, hold on. First of all, you're not paying enough to be that demanding. I didn't see you drop $10,000 in my hand to MC for a couple of hours for you to be that demanding.
Yeah.
And I was just like, Lord Jesus, help us to show your light in this darkness of an event that we're at. But the parents were super nice. But it seems like they had time to make a lot of money, but not to rear the children properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not always the case. There's like, if you've never heard of he's Barry McGuire. He's been on Jack Hibbs' show. Barry McGuire's Car Wax.
Yeah,
the guy is just one of the nicest guys. I mean, I've never met him, but he just seems, everything I've seen about him and his stuff, he's one of the nicest guys. Guy's loaded. So not all rich people are like that, but the side of the bad side is bigger than the good side.
Yeah, and so I was just like, are you kidding me? This is I actually felt bad for them, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually felt bad for them because I'm like, they have zero connection with Jesus.
Yeah, and that's what you got to be aware of. I guess it's maybe you're there. The whole point of you being there wasn't about the money; it was about you setting an example for them or setting them straight a little bit. So.
Yeah, and by the way, we're still waiting for that balance, folks. Anyway,
oh no,
pay up, sucker.
Oh no, and it's 2 attorneys. Oh goodness.
Yeah. So
we'll be praying for you.
Funny? You know what I noticed about wealthy people? You know why they stay wealthy? Because they don't pay their bills. Woo! Yeah. Boy, I'm going for the super uppercuts today, aren't I?
Yeah, but there are people like that all over the place.
Yes,
all walks of society that think that just because you're doing something for them, they don't have to follow through on their side.
Sense of entitlement. That's today's world, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, very much so.
I'm entitled because my mommy and daddy bought a $2.5 million house.
Yeah,
they put me through college. They spent $210,000 for me to go to a useless indoctrinating university that said entitlement is my major.
Yeah, they'll be working at home.
Yeah,
for
actually
living at home.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
We're gonna live off of mommy and daddy's money, but we just went to a party university.
Yep.
I want my mommy.
Where's
Oh man, I bet you people are like, man, VinnDog has gone today.
Pookie's saying you're being a little snarky, but
yeah.
But I like snarky, so
yeah, snark's all right. Oh! I thought he was saying something about the Snorks, like the cartoon.
I don't know that one. Snorks.
Yeah, it was a cartoon from the 80s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Little from my era, the 80s.
I see.
Showing my age.
I didn't watch cartoons much. I mean, I did watch a lot of He-Man back then, but that was
He-Man. Now that's today's lesson, children. Men are men and girls are girls.
I didn't actually get into that until after I was in the
and that's
in the Navy.
all.
In the Navy, because they were watching that back in the day room on the back end of the ship. So that's where the weights were and stuff. And, they had a TV up there, and we watched He-Man every day. It was like this thing.
What we're about to do about all this, what we're always about to do about this time, take over the world.
Yeah.
Brain.
Hey, Brain. What are we going to do today, Brain?
Like we always do about this time.
Every day, Pinky.
Take over the world.
Hey,
did you know that Steven Spielberg created that, right?
No, I didn't.
And it was actually emulating Henry Kissinger and his maniacs. Because they always try to take over the world and they fail.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Henry Kissinger is no longer with us. Thank you. Yes. Round of applause for Henry Kissinger being gone. Yes. But he's still got about 35 million more tentacles out there just doing his work.
Yep.
Oh, man, I tell you. Yeah, and there's some tentacles in Washington, too. Anyway, don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
Boy, there's just dirt bags all over the place. I'm like, man, the swamp is growing.
What?
It's going up.
Where do you get fresh calamari from?
Fresh calamari, San Diego.
No, Washington D.C. because that's where all the tentacles are.
Ooh. Yeah, that deserved a punish.
Octopi yourself. I don't know what that means. Just whatever.
8 times 535. All right. That's what you get in Washington, huh? All right. Boy, I'm just on a roll today.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just irked me that the client was that rude, man. That just irked me.
Oh, that's
And
good, yeah.
yeah. And I'm like, okay. And that was the first time I've ever dealt with a rude client like that. The first time ever. First time ever.
Wow.
Yeah. But you could just tell that these people, they just, man, no manners whatsoever. It was crazy, man. I thought wow. Man, if I were to be that disrespectful of my parents through an event like that at their home, man, I would have been nailed to a wall already.
Yeah.
My parents didn't take that nonsense. None of that gibberish.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
man. So tomorrow, I think
Tuesday.
Zach has an interesting podcast tomorrow. It's gonna get real interesting tomorrow.
Oh,
Very interesting podcast tomorrow.
what's he going to talk about?
Oh man, he'll tell us, I think. But his announcement on Saturday was pretty good. Yeah, you got to watch the Saturday podcast to see the announcment he made, folks.
Oh, yeah. I remember now. I did watch it,
I
Zach.
can't. Yeah, you got to watch
I
the
did
Saturday
watch.
podcast. Got to watch it. Is he still in the live chat?
Yeah, he's still out there.
Okay, cool. Excellent, bro. Excellent. That's
He's
what I
still
like.
there.
That's what I like. Oh, man. I think
Make
he's
him
going to
earn
have
his
the
keep.
Prescott guy on, isn't he?
Yeah, John Prescott.
John
Think it is?
Prescott? Yeah.
I think that's what I saw.
Yeah. That should be good. But yeah, man, it's crazy, man. What a crazy world we live in, man. I'm like, man, if I were this rude, man, my parents would have said, you know what? You're done. You're done.
Get done.
Yeah.
You're fired.
Actually, just by my mom looking at me, bro, that would make me straighten up. It's still, and you know what? She still has that effect on me right this day.
You got to have one parent that does.
Yeah. And my stepdad, he just never he never really punished us. You know what he just did? He just talked to us until we didn't want to hear him anymore. That was his thing, man. He was like, I'll just talk to you until you don't want to hear me anymore.
Well,
That was good punishment for me because I'm like, okay, I had enough of my dad talking. Like, please, Dad, please stop talking, Dad. Can you go back and eat your donuts?
uh-oh.
Oh, man. He goes, what'd you go and do that for? I'm like, oh, Dad, you just asked me that question 20 minutes ago. He said, yeah, but still, what'd you go and do that for?
Yeah.
He just wanted to make sure that I understood that what I did was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. I was like, dude, that's cool discipline.
Yeah, that's a big portion of
He
it.
just wanted to reiterate what you did was wrong, son. I'm like, okay, Dad, I feel bad enough as it is. Do you have to keep rubbing it in?
Hey, sometimes you have to make an impression with a 2x4. Other times you just use words.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. It's just crazy. But yeah, man. So I just, I'm like, you know what? I started praying for those people though, bro, because they really needed it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I was there, to be a light in their dark world. What happened was, we gave them honey, and boy, they sure did give us a lot more kindness towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, I without apologizing, I think they, that was probably their way of saying, oh man, you know what I mean?
This guy's too nice and we're being mean to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, you're supposed to heap coals on your enemy's head.
Yes, keep them warm.
Give them more. Be nice.
And it was 58 degrees.
If they ask for a meal, you feed them for a week, kind of thing. It was, heap coals on their head, and that'll eventually get through to them. Hopefully.
Yeah, it was so cold that night. It was 58 degrees at 7:15 at night, so they did need those coals on their head.
You're the second person I heard today whining about the cool temperatures out in California.
Oh, I love cold temperatures, bro. I wish it was colder. I wish it was like 28 degrees at night.
Well,
That's the kind of weather I like. I like weather when it's in the 20s and 30s in the middle of the night so I can sleep through the night. You know?
my poor bones are just screaming right now.
Oh,
28
man.
degrees.
But I know you guys get cold weather.
We get down in the we can get down into that. Usually about maybe a week of time it gets down into the 40s.
Oh, that's nice.
Might dip down into the 30s kind of thing during the day. We've had a couple of we had the great winter storm of 2012-ish, I think it was, somewhere around there. We had a 3x2 square foot area of frost on our yard.
Oh, Jack Frost nipping at your door.
It was like, just a big elliptical circle on our yard, just frost. And it was horrible. We couldn't get out of the driveway.
So your house was surrounded by a snow globe, huh?
No. It was just a 2x3 foot area in the center of the yard.
Oh man, that's awesome. But I like cold weather, man. I think it's the best because I rest better when it's cold.
I do too, but I'm usually good around 60, 65 degrees. I don't need 20. I don't need to get inside my refrigerator.
Oh man, yeah.
Down here, I can sweat when it's 28 degrees out. So, the humidity just gets me. But
man, and you know what? I have some family that live in Idaho, and they say, "Man, you need to come and live here." I'm like, I don't want to live there. I just visit.
Yeah.
But I do like their winters. So, I might want to go up there and get some skiing in the mountains there too. So
yeah. I mean, I might I might still try doing that, snowboarding or something. But
yeah.
I definitely need to have a full medical team with me, and
yes, I do need to have a medical alert team. Like, this blind guy is skiing. What the heck is going on around here?
I don't know what he's doing, but he's going uphill now.
Oh, wait a minute. He did not hit that tree, but the other guy with 20/20 vision did. Holy Toledo.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, man. Hey, you want to know how it sounds when Arnold Schwarzenegger hits a tree? Oh, my goodness. The tumor on my finger. The tumor hurt my finger.
That clown. There's another clown for you.
Oh man, he's a big clown.
It's just so sad because I used to enjoy his movies, but not for his acting skills. You notice I didn't say acting skills. I said movies.
What acting skills?
Yeah.
His dad was a capitulator to Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we know what he's all about.
Yep.
Just another Holly weirdo gone nuts.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, they're all weirdos and pedos. Anyway.
Yeah, moving on.
Moving right along. Somebody just ran over Whoopi Goldberg. Oh my goodness.
That's gonna put that would put a dent in any truck that we have on the roads. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and that'll put a dent in a tank.
You mean Whoopi Jabba the Hutt Goldberg?
Yeah, Jabba the Hutt, aka Karen.
Yeah,
that's her real name, Karen.
Is it really?
Yeah, her real name is Karen.
That just makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and she's like an anti-Semite, and she chooses to have the last name Goldberg.
I'm not frozen. I just am stunned. Whoopi Goldberg.
I tell you, I tell you one thing though, Dean. We are not living in a marshmallow world.
No. Caitlin says she almost spit out her water she was drinking.
Oh man, that's a riot. Hey, catering, man, don't spit out the water. You got to be able to hand out those cookies tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You need to dab off those digital cookies with a dry rag. Get that spit off them.
Yeah. Something like that.
I don't want to get any coronavirus.
Yeah. You don't want to get the
corona rabies.
You don't want to get the crone.
The crone rabies from
The
Mindy's
crobies.
or from
You don't want to get the
Caitlin's digital cookies.
Yeah.
You got to give you a warning before you tell us a joke. Well, then it wouldn't be a joke. It would be a warning.
Yeah. We don't have that thing that says
on.
warning, joke coming. Oh man, this is like an afternoon drive version of a morning show, guys.
Yeah. Why don't we start doing a morning show?
I know, that would be fun. That would be fun.
You'd have to get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
You know, I used to do that when I worked in radio. When I had to fill in for morning shows, that was my deal. I had to be at the station at 3:45.
And how old are you now?
Yeah. You know what? At age 51, I can still do it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could still do it, but
Oh,
I'd
do
be
it?
back in
To
bed
me-
by like noon or before.
To me, it's fun, bro. You know what? I'd probably do a show all day, man, if I were able to.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have to be at the station at 3:45 in order to go on the air at 5:30 in the morning. Because there's so much that goes into doing a morning show, it's insane. You know?
Well, yeah. I used to have to get to the station early in the morning too. We called it a base, and I was doing PT. But yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't want to do that anymore.
Oh man, you know what's funny? I wish I was being carried on Armed Forces Radio back then. That would have been fun, man. They'd be like, man, this guy VinnDog is crazy, dude.
Crazy dog.
Oh man, you know what? I just had fun. That's what it was. I just had fun.
Yeah.
You know?
You gotta have fun. I mean, we need to, obviously we need to take things seriously, and we need to pay attention, and we need to stay on task as it relates to our belief in our faith. But there's nothing that says you can't have fun while you're doing that.
Yeah. So it was pretty interesting. And then when I would get there at 3:45, when I do my show prep, it was like the craziest thing. And I'm looking at these stories on the news wire. I'm like, no, I'm not going to talk about that. Yes, I will talk about that. I will talk about the elephant that remembered the ringmaster who popped him so many times that he picked him up with his trunk and threw him in a water full of, stuff. It was muddy water. Let's just say that.
Muddy water.
Yeah, I would take those stories and say muddy water due to the ringmasters.
No. You got to do that better. You got to do something like this. Poo in the water. It really smells bad. Poo in the waters. Don't lick the water off your hand. No. Huh? What?
Oh, man,
I'm back.
water.
I'm back. You guys, what?
He's back. He's back. Back to reality here.
Thing on.
But yeah, I used to like picking up those stories, man. And I used to love hearing about people that actually got revenge on a family member, but in like the craziest way. One wife got revenge on her husband because I guess he played a prank on her.
Uh-oh.
So she told him that he had the winning lotto ticket because they had taken a trip to Santa Barbara and they lived in the city of Redlands. Okay, this is Redlands. So he had to drive all the way back to the 7-Eleven in Santa Barbara. And you know how you got to do that whole ticket claim thing or whatever. So he gets halfway there and she goes, "That's for locking my keys in the car, making me think that I lost them." I think he was hot.
How long did it take her to walk back home?
She was at home while he drove.
Oh, I see. Okay.
'Cause
Smart.
Yeah. I was like,
Smart.
wow.
You
And
could walk. My response would be, you could walk home, or you can ride in the trunk.
it's your choice. Oh man. So
I
yeah.
have a dark side.
Mm.
I have
No,
a
but it was fun.
special set of skills.
Yes. I will find you.
I will find you.
But when I did mornings, it was fun. It was really fun.
Mm.
But learning from Rick Dees was really cool too, though. When I was a teenager, so
Yeah.
when I was in junior high school, learning from the best in the West, well, man, best in history, I was just like, okay, that's how you do mornings. And I was that kid. I took notes. Like whenever he would do something, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna do that, or I'll do something close to it. I took a lot of notes. And I used some of his elements when I would do mornings. And boy, they sure did work. They worked well, because I'm just like, wow, you're learning from a mastermind who innovated morning radio. So I'm just like, okay, I'll do that. And then, I learned from, Hollywood Hamiltons and the names that people really don't know about, the Jesse Durans of the world. And it was really cool, because I'm just like picking up all this knowledge from these radio guys, right? And I'm just like, this is fun, but it's also a lot of work too at the same time, because you realize when you go into that business, and if you want to be really good at what you do, you have to put in the work. And I thought that was cool. Yeah. So my first day of putting in the work was going to pick up garbage, emptying trash cans. That was my first day of putting in work, and that was some work. I just remember Hollywood Hamilton said, "You want to be the best, huh? Yeah, all right. Here's your starter. Go and empty that trash can."
Good for them that they did that.
Go empty that trash, man. I'm like, dude, and I didn't complain about it. I was like, awesome, yeah. What 14-year-old kid that's living a dream being inside of a huge radio station gonna say no?
Right.
Not me.
These days,
I said absolutely.
These days?
Yeah, these days, yes. These days, yeah, a lot of kids would say no.
Yeah.
But me personally, I'm just like, Lord, thank you. Yes, that was great. So, and I think that just instilled a lot of, work ethic. And I'm like, work ethic is good. If you ask a kid today, hey, how about some of that work ethic that you're going to put forth? Well, the work ethic, I just play video games in my mommy's basement. I don't want to work. Labor is not good for me.
I'd rather do physical labor these days than just about anything else.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact,
labor.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling you about that skid steer I got stuck in the mud, right?
Mm-hmm.
Went out there with a shovel and was trying to get that thing out. There was just too many damn roots in the ground. I couldn't punch through all the roots. So, but yeah.
Hey, that's how you stay rooted, brother.
Yeah, I was in the roots.
He was in the roots, and not the series.
No. Wow. Now there's a throwback.
Hey, you know that LeVar Burton guy? He's a weirdo. So,
Oh, hey, yeah. Well,
and he wasn't just a reading rainbow guy either.
Oh dear.
Take a look. It's in a book, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man,
I do not know.
Oh man, I don't know. I think anybody that was on KCET at that time was a bunch of weirdos. I mean, just ask Jim. Oh, you can't ask him. Is he pickled? Anyway,
I don't know who you're talking about.
Jim Henson.
Oh yeah.
Henson, another one of those weirdos.
Yeah, but I miss the two grumpy men. They were my kind of guys. My kind of.
Man. Man, Oscar the Grouch, he was just like leave me alone type dude. You notice that? He's like, don't bother me and I won't bother you. Now get away from my trash can.
Well, when somebody has Grouch in their name. Yeah, it's the Swedish Chef, Beaker, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys, Swedish Chef.
Hey, but you know what's so funny?
You
You know who I was very skeptical of though? Bert and Ernie.
Yeah, what was that show back in the 50s and 60s? The Odd Couple.
Oh,
Remember those two guys?
I've seen reruns of that. Yeah, those guys are weird.
That's what they always reminded me of.
Yeah, but they were a different type of odd couple.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Two puppets sleeping in the same bed that were dudes, man. That was just rubbing me the wrong way, man. I'm sorry.
Well, it's kind of hard to get your arms over each bed when they're separate. Yeah, Zach. I almost said Mod Squad.
Yeah.
The Mod Squad.
Oh man, you're gonna be like Lincoln Hayes and say, "Keep the faith, baby."
Yeah, hey, that's a good line. Keep the faith, baby. Right on.
Oh man, wow.
Woo. Hit the camera.
You know, there's a television network called MeTV, and
right.
Charlie Simon's his best friend owns that network.
Really? No, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
And they
That's
show a
awesome.
lot of old TV shows and stuff like that. It's weird.
Yeah.
Man. It's pretty cool. MeTV started as like a small signal out of Fresno, California.
Oh wow.
It was like a UHF channel. Remember those UHF channels?
Yeah, ultra high frequency.
Yeah.
I remember the technical details, but not much else.
Ultra high frequency. Almost sound like Mr. Voice back in the day on Kiss FM. Mr. Voice.
Mr. Voice. Kiss FM, that's a throwback too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Mr. Voice. Yeah, I wonder whatever happened to that guy. He's probably no longer with us. He was already old already.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the whole radio thing was fun, bro. When you're able to like have a personality up until 2016.
Yeah.
Well, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, just get on the air and read copy." I'm like, "Copy that, but I won't be reading copy."
Richard, Zach just said, y'all remember Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. Well, as a matter of fact, Zach, we didn't play something from
Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Because Mr. Rogers was using fingers to point something out that wasn't really nice. Kind of shocked me.
He was probably pointing to that fairy duster of a coworker that he had on his staff.
I mean, how do you tell your neighbor to go bleep off and
yeah,
you want to be my neighbor?
Apparently he told that one guy that was an alphabetter. He goes, That's your business. Keep it to yourself. Don't bring your antics on my show.
Huh.
Yeah, he told him that.
Oh, Zach's talking about Robinson's Neighborhood with Eddie Murphy. Oh my goodness. Zach, you need to go pray for yourself right now.
Oh man.
Hey Zach, all I got to say is, let's see if Zach gets this one. All I got to say is, Eddie, it's cold in here. What time is it? Do you remember? Do you remember? I'm not going to say another thing. Because it would all be nasty, so.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know, man. I just had a lot of fun with it, man. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. While it lasted, I got what I needed to get out of it, according to the way the Lord led me. And he showed me what the enemy was going to be up to. So that was a good thing. I guess that was his mission for me, He goes, "You're not going to be super world famous. I just want you to know what the enemy's up to, so that when you do work for me, you can tell people, yeah, I knew that was coming. Yeah, this is about to happen. Don't worry about that, but stick with the Lord." Yeah, but man, it's a crazy industry, bro. Like, I stopped going to a lot of those Hollywood events when I started realizing, man, these people are so fake. You know, smoke and mirrors, man. And
well, you know, I saw something. I don't remember. I think it was yesterday. I don't remember what I was watching, but it was just a little short clip, and you know, this guy put glasses on, and so every time he would see something, he'd see what the person's problem was, and everybody had a different problem or issue. You know, they all had issues though. So
yeah,
you know,
issues they did have, yes.
And it's just some of them are a bit worse than others, but we all have issues.
It says, "Hey, I got issues."
Yeah, I got issues. Let me tell you.
Oh man, I tell you, bro, there's a lot of issues out there. I got some family members that have issues.
Yeah, we gotta pray for them all.
Hey, that's why I was glad that no one showed up today, because I don't want to hear their issues.
Oh well, someday we just need a break.
Yeah, how about almost every day? Well, so my mother-in-law, her dad, he's Dutch. So in Holland, when they would go and visit him, or if any family members came over during the day, he always asked, "So when are you leaving? Because my hockey game starts at 5:30."
I say,
I said, "Boy, when you leaving?"
I say, there's just something ain't right with that.
That boy ain't right. Hey, remember that? Dang it, Bobby. That boy ain't right.
That boy ain't right.
Hey, Bobby.
Now, Bobby.
Oh, man. That boy ain't right. No, but he's always asked family members that, "When are you leaving? Because I got a hockey game at 5:30 I want to watch." Basically saying, you can stay for a little bit, but make sure you leave an hour before the game.
You know, I experience a similar kind of thing, you know, and it's I don't know, you know, just people are it doesn't matter whether they're family members or not. They're just stuck in their ways, and they don't pay attention to what's, I mean, you know, they don't pay attention to what's important. It's like, it's more important that you watch your game than talk to me. What? What? I don't. You know.
I just thought it was hilarious because when I first met my in-laws before they became in-laws, they're like, "Yeah, that's what my father." Her dad goes, "That's what my father-in-law says every time he says, 'When are you guys leaving? Got a game to watch at 5:30.'" You know, and sometimes probably a hockey game wouldn't be on. He just didn't want to be bothered that day.
I see what you said, Zach. I see it. I'm watching the chat.
What'd he say?
He's like, it's more important that the Penguins cover the spread.
Oh, yeah, the Pittsburgh Penguins, huh?
Are they professionals?
Yeah. Yeah, it's NHL.
I know.
Cover the spread. Cover the spread. You know a team I did like, though, that won the Stanley Cup a few years ago was the Tampa Bay Lightning. Yeah. Everybody thought I'd be an LA Kings fan. I'm like, no, there's no Marty McSorley, Luc Robitaille, Bernie Nichols, and Jimmy Carson. Boy, I sure do know about hockey players, don't I?
You know about some of those hockey players that used to play for the Detroit Red Wings?
Mm-hmm.
When they were dominating?
Dude, they were animals, man. Mm-hmm. The Red Wings? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they liked to brawl, too, back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were brawlers.
I know I ain't right, Zach. What's your point? I ain't been right for a long time.
Oh man, I ain't been right for 51 years.
They tried to medicate it, but it didn't work.
You know what? I think I'm gonna medicate it with some. Let's see, some pastries. That's what I'll medicate it with.
Oh
Yeah.
Some good pastries.
Yeah. I'll medicate it with some carrot cake or some biscotti or something. I don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I medicate with espresso, and I mean
Ooh,
espresso.
there you go.
Espresso and biscotti every morning.
Mm-hmm.
Every
Yeah, that's
morning.
good. That's good, man. That's really good. Oh man, I like that idea. Little, espresso. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I'm going to have to get a new machine eventually. Hinges are breaking. I have to force the bottom part of the door and then slam the top part of the door.
Has it passed the 5-year mark?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good. See, if it
well
passed the
past
5-year mark, it passed. It earned its retirement.
Yeah, it's probably been 7-8 years at least.
Whoa! Did you say 7 or 8 years? That's great. If you can get a product that lasts longer than 5 years these days, that's really good.
True.
You know, I think one of my family members had a refrigerator that lasted 20 years.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did Zach? Did you mean cannelloni or cannoli?
I think he meant cannolis.
Because if you say leave the gun, then you better have something good like a cannoli. So.
Oh man, you know what? It's always good to talk about food.
Yes, indeed. Everybody out there right now is going, "Shut up! We're hungry."
Yeah, Caterlin's probably like, "Hey man, I want some cannolis. Anybody want some spamonis?" That sounds good too. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good.
It's been a long time since I've seen. I was just mentioning. I forget why we were talking about. Oh, we went to visit a friend who's in the hospital, and we were out, and we're leaving, and no, we had to go back out because I forgot to put my piece in the safe compartment in the.
Oh yes.
Because you can't go into a hospital with it.
No.
I said I don't understand why. That's where all the injured people are. They're not good for target practice, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I said, it's like, it's like back in the Godfather, you should be able to carry your piece because that's the one place they're going to come to get somebody.
Yeah, forget about it.
So you got to be carrying.
Mm-hmm.
So the scene where Michael Corleone is trying to get his father out of the hospital because they're coming to get him, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you remember that, huh?
No, Zach, you're talking about my father-in-law. He's the one that would get in a boating accident in the parking lot, not me. No, I'm serious. We have caught a tree while out in the sailboat.
Oh man!
Because he didn't want to listen that there wasn't enough wind, so we got out in front of his house, and we were slowly drifting. And I mean, he could have cut the motor back on at any time, but I was trying to tell him he didn't have the wind, and we ended up taking part of a tree home with us.
How fun was that?
It was great. And then there was one time where he wanted to go check out this marina. Okay. I think the smallest boat there was probably like at least 100 feet long, and so he goes in this marina, and I'm like, you need to turn around now. He's like, no, I'm gonna go a little bit farther. No, you need to turn around now. You need to start turning now.
Oh no! I could tell the ending wasn't this good.
So he starts to turn, and it was a good thing I was on the front part of the sailboat because he almost put a hole in something that would cost him more than his entire wealth. He was doing pretty good. He was doing pretty good in life, but he almost put a hole in a big old yacht.
Oh my goodness!
A big one. Yeah, because he couldn't get turned fast enough. So.
Oh man, Did he realize that he was going to do that or no?
No, yeah, he just thought he could do anything. He just thought he was going to do it. And, you know. Now look, this is the guy that bought a bunch of jet skis when we were down. We used to come down to Florida to Destin, right? And he bought some jet skis, and he bought them used. Had no clue as to what he was getting into, but because he was getting a good deal, he bought these jet skis. So my brother came over from Montgomery, and we decided to go out riding 2 of the jet skis, you know. And we're cruising down through the Intercoastal Waterway. We're zigzagging around, and we get past a bunch of islands, and all of a sudden you hear, oh! So there we are, no kidding, in the middle of this pathway for barges. I mean, the big barges, like huge barges, like the length of a football field was probably small. Oh! So we're out there, and mine, the one I was on literally was one that went ka-chunk. Because we took it out. It was a tandem, and we took it out, and we're both on it. And so we both had to swim towing that jet ski, and we had to go to the opposite side of the shore because there were houses over there, and there were docks by them, you know. So we start swimming, and we look down to the south, to the west rather, and literally saw this barge like, you know, a mile away, right?
Yeah.
We got up onto the dock, which was, by the way, climbing up because it was low tide, and we were climbing up these barnacles, shredded my legs and my feet. But we got up on the dock after we tied the jet ski, climbed up. We get up on the dock, and we look out, and this guy in the wheelhouse is going by in his barge. I mean, this thing filled the whole width of that. It's like we barely made it out of the way.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. That's wow.
You get in front of a barge and you're going to get towed under the barge. You're not going to go out to the side. It's not like a boat where it's going to kick you out to the side. You're going to go under it all the way to the back before you come out.
Oh no.
So yeah, you don't mess around like with barges like that, and they can't stop. It takes them a half a mile or 2 mile, a mile to or longer to stop. Even though they're not moving that fast, just because of all the weight. But yeah, it was, and every single time I took those jet skis out, I had to work on them for 45 minutes to get them running. Never failed.
Wow.
Seriously, it was.
Man, that's an adventure.
Yeah, it's an adventure, but that's the kind of unfortunate experience. I mean, I used so much starter fluid that I could spit starter fluid and start a jet ski up. Could still taste it.
Wow, Dean, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Man, I've heard of things like people capsizing their sailboats and things like that.
Yeah, we my wife's brothers, we went out sailing one time on a smaller little boat. And they were experts at sailing, and I didn't know anything about sailing. At least that's what they thought. But anyway, I spent most of that trip literally with my back parallel to the water, trying to keep the sailboat from flipping over. So,
okay,
back in my younger days.
I remember when I was in high school, we went river rafting, and those 2-passenger kayaks, man. Well, let's just say that we hit one of the tides.
Uh-oh.
And we were trying to go through it. We're doing the whole rowing thing, keeping everything balanced on both sides. Man, that current carried us, bro, and it flipped. It flipped us. And yeah, we went underwater for a couple seconds. And I was just that close to hitting one of those boulders. Oh man, I was like, whoa, that's crazy cool. Because it was down over in Kern County, and they have this one current, they call it Satan Slide because it's so treacherous. And that's the one that we flipped on. Like, oh no.
What's that? What's that movie that was out? It's called Up a Creek 2 with VinnDog.
Yeah.
Starring VinnDog, Up the Creek 2.
Up the creek, too. He did something wrong, and his wife sent him up the creek.
If you've seen that
Forget
movie,
about being in the
hilarious.
doghouse. I was up the creek.
It was a hilarious. I think it's Up the Creek. That was these guys got. Yeah, is that what was that title? Up the Creek.
I think so.
If the four guys went on this rafting trip,
Oh,
they're gonna go find DB Cooper.
He's underwater, mate. No, just kidding. Oh man, D. So you covered something that was very interesting to me about the whole thing with the scamming the vets.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah, that was insane. And I thought that people would have covered that already, but I guess not.
Well, it's one of those things that I think most people don't want to really deal with people that are out there. They don't want to think about things, and they don't want to pay attention to what's going on. And unfortunately, people, it's very easy to go out there and scam people. You basically, they use some truth in what they're doing, but the problem is that what they're really doing is they're trying to walk you down a road that you can't retreat from because you're emotionally tied into the process, and they hook you. So, but anyway, what I didn't talk about yet on that was, here is the update on that situation. I still continue to talk to this lady, and I was trying to get out of her, and I could sense there was something going on in this situation that was a little off, right? And so I started talking to her. This was on, I think it was Saturday. I started talking to her and trying to, to get her to open up a little bit, because she was being, frustratingly, she was being very, reluctant to give up the goods. But after talking to her for a while, and she starts talking about how she has to, people that aren't eligible for things, then if you word things the right way, she says, then you can get them approved. And because she works in the system and knows how all the things work, that she knows how to word things.
How legit was she?
Well, here's the thing. It was at that point that I went, I was trying to figure out a way to go, so you're lying without saying you're lying. So I basically ended up getting to the point where I couldn't really say anything other than, so you're stretching the truth a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
And she actually admitted to it. I have the receipts. I took screenshots of every stinking thing that was said, because I wanted to make sure I had it. But she actually said, yeah, she's stretching the truth. So what she's doing...
Wait a minute. So she basically admitted it to you?
Yes. Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Dude, I mean, I can play the game when I need to, I mean, I've been around enough. I've dealt with enough people that I get it sometimes, and this one I got right. But here's the thing. When a veteran doesn't have money and they're suffering for whatever reason because of their situation, their employment or whatever, right? The last thing they need is somebody coming along. Because they're going to latch. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're an older person, you're a younger person, you're just not aware of what's going on, you can get sucked into this. And okay, you think, okay, this person is awesome. They're going to get me, say $40,000, right?
Right.
Here's the problem. When somebody finds out about that they've lied on their application for Social Security benefits, they can be prosecuted for that.
Yeah.
And at the very least, now this woman, what she's trying to do is she's telling people, well, I'll do it for you, because she would never give me the information so I could see the form. I mean, why are you, that was what I was like, I want to know why you're hiding this from me. I want to know what's going on. I want to understand. And I really did. And like I said, what it is she's putting the information in and wording it. People that would not get approved otherwise. Listen to what I'm saying. They would not get approved otherwise because they don't have the disability. I mean, granted, there are people out there all the time that don't get what they deserve. But when you outright are lying about it, you run the risk of getting yourself in a lot of trouble. Now, here's the thing. Let's say they had no idea because she's filling out the form. She's not telling them what she's putting on this.
Wow.
At a minimum, say you got $40,000. Now you've done some work on your house. You've repaired your car, whatever the case might be. You paid some bills off. All of a sudden, the government's going to go, okay, guess what? That was fraud. We're not going to prosecute you because you didn't know anything about it. But we want that money back. And does the government want to take it over the next 30 years? Oh,
no, they want it right away.
Yeah, they want it right away. Look, my wife, through her account, because of my disability and stuff, that she got money for the kids and what have you, and a long, complicated story, but she got overpaid $3,000. Do you think they wanted to take that back in several payments? No. They want it back right away. That's just $3,000. It's an inconvenience for us, but imagine somebody who doesn't have the resources to pay back even just $3,000. The government doesn't really give a rat's behind about you. They want their money back. They want your money back.
There's some people that can't even pay back $500.
I know. And I mean, I've been there myself. But the point is that you're doing this to veterans. You're putting veterans in a position where you're going to potentially cause them more hardship if this comes to light. And I've seen over the years, many of these cases where people are caught defrauding the government. Well, you tell a lie on an application, it's the same thing, whether you're out there playing, football and when you say you have a bad back or something like that, and they get it on camera kind of thing. This stuff happens all the time. And now you're going to do it to veterans? That's why it pisses me off, is because, you're doing it to people that legitimately deserve what they're getting and probably deserve more than they're getting.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't get it because of the screwed up system. And I mean, there's a lot of problems throughout the system these days. It's always been that way. And so that's why I was going after this and saying, I really want to find out what's going on. I want to know why you're telling me this is nonsense. I mean, she's like, you just don't know how to do it. I'm thinking to myself, first of all, if you were lucky enough to not talk to somebody that has been working on computers since they were punch cards were around, if you're lucky enough to not talk to somebody that has worked as a network engineer for Fortune 500 companies when they weren't in the military, if you're lucky enough not to have somebody who has a bachelor's degree in technology, maybe you'd get away with that kind of BS line. But I've been around stuff long enough, and I've done this in the government world. I have downloaded forms and sent them to somebody that needed a form and didn't know where to find it. I knew where it was and had it, and I'm able to do that. It takes like 30 seconds once you get on a site to copy and paste. Download a form, copy and paste, and send it to somebody. So for some knucklehead to be out there going, well, you don't understand. No, you don't understand. Either the form is on this place that it was a complete joke where she's telling me to go to get this form. It's like, none of it had to do with this veterans grant program that she was alluding to. It's all about Social Security and how you can get your benefits increased in Social Security. So anyway.
Basically, what you're saying right now is that there are people out there that can basically rip someone off 6 ways to Sunday.
Yeah. And she's like, I don't know if this is true. I don't buy a whole lot of anything that she says, but she said, I said, well, are you getting paid for this? Because I'm thinking to her, I said, what you're doing is you're not just putting the veterans in jeopardy, you're putting your own self in jeopardy here. If you could lose your job, because supposedly she works for the Treasury Department. I said, you could lose your job, you could go to jail, you could be prosecuted for this, everything. It's all kinds of internal things with the Treasury Department that you're not supposed to do certain things as being an employee, and you're doing all kinds of things, and you're lying about it, and you're posing as this or that, and you're putting yourself in a lot of jeopardy. And So I got to the point on Saturday where I was really just as concerned for her, and I was trying to get to the point of, talking to her
Wow.
about, you know,
Wow.
and I said to her at one point, I was like, I said, well, God bless, good luck to
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
I hope everything, that kind of thing, right? And I just said for the heck of it, I said, just go to church, pray, and read your Bible. Right? That was my last comment. I thought I'd never hear from this person again. She sends me a picture of her standing in front of her church. It's like, wow, really? You're going to call yourself a Christian and say you go to church and you're out there lying, not only to the government but to the people that I get it. You want to help people, but what you're doing is potentially more harmful than anything you do to help them.
Oh man, you know what? That's why it's so hard for people to trust some folks. You know what I mean? This is the reason why.
Yes, absolutely. You know what's funny about that? As she was getting frustrated with me at a point before that, she was like, "You got serious trust issues," and I'm like, "Mm-hmm, yeah, I sure do." And I'm thinking to myself, just what you just said. This is why I have trust issues with people like this, because I'm constantly getting somebody throwing it in my face saying, you're defrauding the government, or you're defrauding people, or you're doing this, and I'm like, look, here's the paperwork, here's this, here's that, here's this. You think I told somebody on Twitter, I was like, if I had this information and still believe that you were defrauding the government, I would take this information to the police immediately.
Absolutely, because they are.
I can't,
man.
Why do you think I
Wow.
say a lot of the things I say probably turn a lot of people off, because I say things like, "Hey, I take this out of my own pocket." I'm not telling you that to impress you. I don't really give a rat's behind what you think about me and in my situation. I'm trying to get you to understand that I am not taking the money from the donations. It doesn't go to me. Everything I do is out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
I want it that way. There's two reasons I want it that way. One, I don't want the veterans to have to, or the people that are donating, for any of the expenses to come out of the funds that they donate for veterans. The second
Right.
reason is, I just lost my train of thought. Oh goodness. I don't like. Here's the second reason: is I don't like selling things to people. Okay, I could talk to you till you're sick in the face about a lot of things: coffee, wine, chocolate, bowling, anything that I've done in my life. I could tell you, I could talk forever, but I couldn't sell a glass of fresh, cold, ice cold water to a person dying in the middle of the Sahara Desert.
No.
And I don't like doing that. That's why I tell people, that's why I do what I do, is because I don't want to go and constantly be asking people for money, because what you're doing is you're selling a product, whether you're asking for it or you're actually selling something, product wise, as a typical sales. And I don't like that. I don't like it. I never liked it. So that's why I do it the way I do it. But so when you have people, I mean, I've experienced so many instances of people criticizing me for what I'm doing. Like, again, I tell this story all the time, but it's a true story. I had a coffee cup that I had made, purchased a coffee cup, when I had sent in my pic that I wanted on it with the logo, and it was on the coffee cup. So I was in this group, all of a sudden one day they would do things like, they'd like, "All right, show us your favorite coffee cup that you use every day with your coffee in it." So I took a picture of the cup that I had in front of me with coffee in it, right?
Yes.
I had a lady that got all up in my business, accusing me of trying to get stuff for free, and I was in this group, and I was promoting my business, which we weren't supposed to do, and I was asking for donations, which I don't know how posting a picture of a coffee cup that just happens to have my logo on it that I'm using that very day is saying to you, "Please donate to me. This coffee cup sucks, and it's really not good for coffee. Please give me money." But that's not what I was doing, and she just was. I had to leave the group because it was just like, this is just total BS. So I don't like things like that. I don't do things like that, and and then when it comes to these groups, I mean, you hear every month, you can find stories of people that are being prosecuted because there was one about 6-9 months ago out in Texas. Some dude took $240,000 out of his nonprofit for I forget what it was for, but I think it was for veterans, and was buying trips and bought a fishing boat and all this other crap, and so here I am, just an individual trying to do something for somebody, and I get grief all the time, and it's because of people like this, and that's another reason why I just think it's the right reason to say something, because it's the right thing to do. You don't just let that go by.
No.
So, but you also have to know when to step back from it and not pursue it anymore. I mean, I've and guys, I'm going to tell you, I did report this person. I filed. I don't, because of the way their process works. The Treasury Department will never ever, unless they want to interview me, they will never ever tell me what they've done. So I will never know whether this person has been busted and what happens to them. But I felt it was the right thing to do. I actually felt like, I actually said a prayer on Saturday, because I was like, tell me what I should do with this. What do I do? I feel bad for this lady, and what can I do? And then she went off on, the stuff that she went off on. I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm done.
So she went off on you?
No. I mean, just the further conversation about what she was doing, and she just would not. She would not grasp the fact that what she was doing was something that was not wrong, or it wasn't right. It was wrong.
Oh, so she was one of those types of people that didn't just want to admit that she was wrong about what she was doing.
I'm just trying to help people. That I kept asking questions, and she would just like the last 3 or 4 things that I asked her questions about, she put the same response in. I'm just trying to help people. Why don't you understand that? Okay, I get it. You're trying to help people. You're doing it the wrong way.
Absolutely, she was doing it the wrong way.
So, and she didn't get that. She was clueless about that. And so, like I said, I was like, at that point, I was like, okay, I'm done. So, I'll give you a lot of rope, but eventually, I'm going to yank that rope really hard, and it's going to hurt. So, but that's
for sure.
It's now out of my hands.
And I wonder how many people has she gaffled prior to talking to you? That was my question,
Well, from what I could see online, there was probably about a dozen people that actually got money through the process. Again, the problem is that these people, if they get the money clawed back from them, because they've found the Social Security or whoever, the Treasury has found that there's fraud involved, that's when there's the problem. And then these people are going to be hurt, and there's going to be veterans out there, tagging people like myself and Coda Vets and others for help, and it's going to be too little too late kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of wrong, man.
Yeah, so.
Yikes. Oh, man. So, brother, do you even know what's planned for your shows this week?
No, I do not. I do know that. I do now. I don't know if you guys, for those of you that out there that watch my show or watched it in the past, and I don't know if you remember this, VinnDog, or not, but I had Cindy Walter, Dr. Cindy Walter from Coda Vets, the one that takes care of all the. She does all.
She's a warrior.
She does all the background stuff about, getting people. My dad, by the way, everybody, my dad went from, 40 to 60%. He went up to 100%. And he got a big chunk of back, pay and all that. And so he's fine and all that now. And, I just, and she's done that for so many people. It's just incredible, the work that she does and how much, I don't have the ability or the energy to do as much as she does, and it's just amazing. But we had on the show one day, we had a guy with her, was somebody she was working with, and he was the guy that had cancer. He had the 22-pound tumor. So if you didn't see that show, you don't remember this. But this guy had a 22-pound tumor that they eventually took out of him. That's like holding 3 babies in your arms. Okay, 22 pounds. Okay, and he's got kidney problems as a result of it, and he was having problems getting the VA to do him right in terms of the percentage and the connected to service and all that stuff and pay for things. Well, guess what? I was talking to him this weekend. Yeah, it was this weekend, I guess. Friday or Saturday night. And the guy is just, he said he's in the best health that he's been in a long time. He's doing great. He's still fighting with the VA on something small, but he's gotten everything that he's supposed to get. His situation is so much better. He's getting back to normal, what he used to be like. He's in his recent cancer appointment came up that he's just cancer free still, so that's good. It was just a blessing to hear. I honestly, I was talking to this guy because he's been on our show. I know Caitlin and Mindy will probably recognize the name, but you got Free Medic. If you remember Free Medic, he was on the show in the chat.
Oh, okay.
And and I had an email from him, and it just, I totally forgot the name associated with the person, because the only time I actually talked to him was on the show, right, that I did, and that got emails from him, but I never made the connection. It never stuck in my head. I knew it at one time, but I didn't remember. I have memory problems, right? So if you haven't heard that before, so here I am talking to him, and we had this long conversation. It was awesome. We're just talking about different things, and finally, he said Cancer Charles, and it dawned on me, this is the dude that we had on our show. and he's having this.
That's
his
awesome.
life is just turned around, and it's just like, it's just God is great. That's he's a walking miracle, basically. Where he is now compared to where he was when he was on the show and that, going through that process. And
wow.
Yeah, so he's a walking miracle. He's doing really well. He's got a heck of a website. I don't have it available to tell you what it is right now, but if you guys were to go out and look at Charles Dutton Designs, you might find him his website and so forth. So, but he does photography, and this guy has been in, I don't know how to put it, but he has been in shows around the world, like art places with photography. With
Wait a
his
minute,
pictures.
he's an artsy fartsy guy, huh?
Yeah, but
wow.
He started out in the military. He started out as a chaplain's assistant, and then he switched over because of career progression, and you can only go so far. Chaplain's assistants it's a small world. But so he switched over to medic. So he was a combat medic. And then he's been out of the military, and was doing photography, and the guy does some really great work. I can't, you have to see it. It's really cool. So, he's got a lot of things going on in his life in terms of, struggles and stuff like that he's overcome. And, now he lives up in Idaho, by the way, just about an hour north of Salt Lake City in Idaho. I forget the name of the city that he lives in, but
okay.
So we had a real long conversation. We're gonna have him on the show upcoming soon. I just got to figure out when that will be. But this week, I don't know. I'm gonna try to figure that out tomorrow.
Hey, sometimes it's always good that you don't know, because I had no idea what we were gonna talk about today. I did have an idea, but everything just comes by so fast, and I'm just like, okay, you know what? Forget about it. I'm just gonna think about it an hour before.
Yeah, you got to stay. Unfortunately, that happens a lot too. Things change. New stories come in, new things happen, and in the world that we're living in right now, I mean, you got to keep your eye on the ball, and that's hard sometimes. But anyway, I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, So
it's whatever comes to the table, right? It's whatever comes to the table.
Yeah. So, yep.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, brother, it's been good today, man. It's been good, relaxing.
Yeah.
I was kind of mellow jello after I got off on my rant today. It was kind of cool.
Well, hey, it's a good time to be here with you and, seeing everybody in chat and stuff and, talking about whatever comes to mind, having a little fun.
Man, it was a good day today, bro.
Yeah.
Good day.
Yeah.
Good day. Man, brother, would you do us the honor and just praying us out before we cut out of here?
Sure. First of all, I'm going to tell Zach that he better stop talking smack about the carrots.
Peas and carrots.
He said, "Go eat your carrots." He said, "Go eat your carrots, VinnDog." All right, everybody. All right. Father, we come to you and we thank you for goodness. The people that are here, even those that want us to eat our carrots, like Zach. We just ask that you give us just touch us and show us what we need to do and what we need to do for you, Father, for the kingdom, and keep our minds focused, our eyes focused on Jesus. And we know that it could be any moment, any day that he comes, rapture the church. So we need to get out there and we need to do our part. We need to talk to people. Mm-hmm. We need to offer them the knowledge of the gospel, the good news, and so that they take that to heart, and by faith they are saved in Jesus, and that's the most important thing. Everything should lead to that point, and that's all we should be doing right now. If you knew you were going to die from a week from now, what would you be doing? And hopefully, Lord, that answer would be we'd be out there working for you and everyone we meet, everyone we see. But for all those unspoken needs out there in our viewing audience, we just want to lift you up to the Father and ask for His intervention in your lives to answer those needs. We thank you for everything, Father, and we praise you and give you all the glory. It's all yours, and we just thank you so much for everything you've done for us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you feel led on your heart by the Lord to support the podcast, thank you so much. The mods have put it in a description. And don't forget, tomorrow is Surprise Tuesday, the prelim show. And it's going to be fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode as much as Dean and I did. I mean, man, it was just great to have a nice, relaxing conversation on a Monday with a little bit of funnies on top of it. And don't forget to go to his channel on YouTube. I'm pretty sure they already put it in the chat. They're just fast like that, Dean. They're like quick on the draw, man. Well, you and I have kind of like the same moderators.
Yeah.
So, and then, Zach, I'll try not to eat too many carrots. I'll try not to put the carrots in my diet. But I'll tell you what I'll put in my diet tomorrow. I'll put some tacos in my diet tomorrow. That's what I'm going to do. Taco Tuesday.
I didn't know they made carrot tacos.
Tuesday. No, I was thinking about some like ground beef tacos or, good stuff, man. Like a monster ground beef taco made with a burrito shell. Oh, that sounds good. With a big old tortilla, man. Make a big old super monster beef taco.
I'm going to go eat right after this is done. So
yeah. God bless you guys. God bless you guys. Love each other. Take care of one another. And we will see you soon. Yes, sir.
Ciao.
Ciao. Did you just say that?
Ciao.
Very